Young Stephen is one of those boys whose tastes run to aggressive toys. He's got a bow his daddy made, a rifle and a hand grenade, a high explosive boomerang, and lots more things that go off bang. One day he thought it might be fun to try his Star Wars laser gun on people. So, in combat suit, which Mummy thought looked
rather cute,
he took his gun and ventured out to see what targets were about. He soon spied, coming down the street, shopping for a bite to eat, Miss Sawley, who, from time to time, came down from Ashton-under-Lyme to see her sister for a bit, and walk the dog and babysit. He raised his gun, took careful aim, and waited as she onward came, sorting out her shopping change and slowly coming into range. As in his sights Miss S grew bigger, Steve's finger tightened on the trigger. Though I've no reason to deceive, what happened next you'll not believe, for, with a little flash of light, Miss Sawley disappeared from sight. Young Stephen whispered,
"E-bagum,"
and sped off home to tell his mum. Said Mummy, slapping Stephen's wrist,
Miss Sawley will be sorely missed, so promise me, my little dear, you'll make no more folk disappear. I don't want people at the door complaining. That would be a bore.
Young Stephen hated being bossed, so promised, with his fingers crossed behind his back so she'd not see. Then, when she wasn't looking, he sloped off in search of targets new and quickly spotted quite a few. He zapped an old man in a hat, a car, some children and a cat, some ramblers going for a hike, and someone on a motorbike. Could mass extinction be averted? The street was getting quite deserted. A local shopkeeper who'd seen what Stephen did and wasn't keen on sharing in the awful fate of those he would exterminate, said,
"My, it makes my blood run cold. I think his grandad should be told."
So, hoping he'd know what to do, she fetched the phone and soon got through to Grandad, who replied,
"Oh dear, he's getting out of hand, I fear. I'll come and get the little lout and see if I can sort him out."
Grandad arrived and said,
"Come here,"
and grabbed young Stephen by the ear, disarmed him, and then led the pup back to his house and locked him up, and told the neighbours,
"Go away, the show is over for today."
but still there lingered quite a few, inquiring what he meant to do. So Grandad, an inventive sort, immediately turned his thought to what he hoped, with luck, just might be done to try to put things right. If guns could make folk disappear, then maybe he could engineer some very small modification, and so retrieve the situation. Reverse the weapon's current flow. This might restore the status quo. He poured himself a glass of stout, then took the space gun's batteries out, and, sure it could not make things worse, he put them back, but in reverse, and sent his grandson there and then to zap the people back again. So Stephen, keen to put things right, went down the road, his gun held tight. He fired, and lo, a brownie guide, looking slightly mystified, appeared abruptly on the scene, where previously no one had been. And then appeared, in quick succession, a cyclist and a small procession of folks who disappeared before, but now were in the flesh once more. The word quite quickly spread around that those who had been lost were found. The passers-by all stopped to stare at Stephen, shooting at thin air. Amazed a little chap his size could make people materialise. An audience hadn't been amazed like this since Lazarus was raised. Young Stephen has his space gun still, but to good works he's turned his skill. No longer zapping for a joke, he just zaps antisocial folk, like those who cause the world's disasters. and folk with noisy ghetto blasters. So watch out, Steve may be around when you drop litter on the ground, or queue jump, or make too much row, or sell beef from an insane cow, or drink another person's beer. He might just make you disappear.